Hey everybody! So today I have this tutorial for you. It's just like very big voluminous hair. Obviously I'm wearing extensions because my hair is really short. Most of you guys know that. Oh, a good tip that I'm going to tell you before I start is that it's better when you layer your hair, like your hair is layered, to get like a look like this, because you get fuller. It gets fuller on more on top and on the bottom too, not just at the bottom, because if your hair is not layered, then all the curls are going to sit at the bottom. If your hair is layered, more the curls are going to sit on the top. So if you guys want to see how I do this big huge look, so the first thing I'm going to do is put my extensions into my hair. Whenever I curl my hair, I always go like step by step. Obviously, I mean, I go step, that doesn't even make any sense. Okay, whenever I curl my hair, I always go like row by row. So after I clip in my extension, I curl it, just because I just find it easier to go like that, and then you get more precise curls. And yeah, so I'm just gonna clip in my first piece at the bottom, and your hair doesn't have to be straight or anything like that, like your natural hair, unless it's really curly, then obviously. But my hair is just blow dried straight, but I didn't like do any weird thing to it or anything. Anyway, so I'm just gonna split it in half, and then I'm going to take my curling iron, and I always thought this was a Conair curling iron, which it's not. It's actually a Durabrand curling iron, which is like really cheap kind. So I'm just gonna I took half of the hair and I'm just gonna take it from the bottom and curl it like this. And I really never curl my hair like this, like starting from the bottom. For some reason I think it takes longer. Oh, I'm going away from my face. So then you have something like that. Do it with this side too. And I usually like to feel like the outside of the curling iron to see if it's hot, and if it's hot on my hand, then that's how I usually know it's ready to be taken out. So then you have that, and take my second row down. So basically I'm going to be doing that all the way up my head. For the back pieces, I'm just going to be clipping them right on top of each other like I normally clip my extensions. And if you want to know how I clip in my hair extensions, I'll post a link below. I actually buy a set and then sew them, for those of you who didn't know that. So anyways, I'm just splitting the hair in half, grabbing half of the hair, and see how my hair is falling out, because obviously it's really short at the that's okay. So these are going away from my face. And then my natural hair, I'm just going to curl that really quick to blend with the extensions, which you don't have to keep these in as long, because the extensions will loosen up anyway, so you don't want like your underlying pieces to look curled and then top piece is not. So as you can see, I just curled them. I didn't pull them out or anything, because when they're warm, you don't want to touch them when they're warm, because then they're gonna just fall out a lot easier. Now I'm gonna put my first piece that's on top of my ears. Now that my hair is longer, I don't have to put them like really on top of my ears, which when your hair is shorter, I do suggest that, to put them closer to your ears, because it's easier to blend. Okay, so I separate these in half, and then what I'm gonna do, I want like a nicer, tighter curl like that, I'm just going to take sections like this and I'm going to curl them away from my face. This piece in the front, and curl that away from my face. And I'm just going to separate this into two, because you want kind of more curls at the front. To give it more dimension, I'm going to curl these ones inward, so it's not just all, they're not all going backwards, just so they don't all fall together. And then this one I'm going backwards. So this one I'm going to curl away from my face. All the pieces that are in front of my face, I'm going to be curling backwards. Of course you could curl your hair, your natural hair, before you do this, which would probably make it blend easier, and which I usually do. So basically repeat these steps all the way till you get up your head, and then I'll meet you when I get to the top. So if you're like me and like by the time you get up to your top hair, it's longer, like I don't have very many layers, so I obviously want to start curling these pieces at the top because I want them to blend. Then I'm going to be putting my last row in, and this one I'm going to move a little bit closer to this side of my head since I'm parting my hair on that side. I mean on this side, so it gives more hair on this side. So basically do the same thing as I've been doing all the way up my head. So a lot of people may notice that they get nicer curls on the right side of their head if they're right-handed. That's because it's just your hand is going this way and your hair is going this way. So in order to do that with this side of your hair, because this is my left side obviously, make sure your hair is flat like this, and make sure that your curling iron goes flat against your hair like this, and then curl it. Because if you put your curling iron, say if your hair is going like this, your natural reaction is to just grab your hair like this and start curling backwards. If you actually do it like this, it's going to give you a nicer curl because it's going with the flatness of your hair instead of it being twisted and then you curling it. You get what I'm saying? And just lightly come out, see? It gives you a really nice curl. I do my bangs last all the time, just so make sure that they blend well with my hair. Okay, so once you have all that done, and I'm going to part even more to the side here. This is just all my natural hair on the front here. Hold it out like this, and then curl it, because that way it'll give you more volume at the root here. See what I mean? And then I'm just going to do the rest of my natural hair. And like you just take these sections like flat. Like see, I'm taking like skinny sections instead of like fatter sections. Like that's because I want to do, hold it up and then curl downwards. Basically what I did on my whole head is I did the front pieces backwards, and then every other one I did this way, then this way, and then so on. This part, I have a little bit more hair, so I'm just going to be taking sections instead of doing the slit. And the front pieces I don't want to be too curly. I just kind of want to blend with the front of my hair. So I'm just going to kind of do the ends of them, not holding for very long. So curling these pieces backwards. Like that, just to kind of make them blend, because I don't want it to be too curly. What I'm going to do when I get to here is I'm just going to shake them out and separate them. This will just give you more body and more fullness to your curls instead of them all kind of sticking together. Just finger through them. Don't like brush them out or anything. Just make sure everything's nice and separated. Okay, so once your hair looks something like this, obviously to have volumey hair, like it's not just volume within the hair, you actually want volume at your roots too. So I got a new product that I thought was just so awesome that I had to share it with you guys. So it's by Schwarzkopf, and it's called Got to Be Powderful, and I actually got this at Chopper's Drug Mart. And what it is it's just a powder, so it kind of reminds me of this, like this is my dry shampoo that I've been using right now by Chlorine. It's kind of like dry shampoo, except for it's way heavier. Like it's so the consistency is so like, it's like cornstarch. If you ever felt cornstarch in your fingers, it's basically like that. It has cornstarch in it, I think. I'm pretty sure. But what it does is it really gives you volume, and it makes your hair stay up like really well. So I'm going to be using this. What I'm going to do is, if you could do it to yourself, you don't want to put too much on because it's like, oh my god, you'll be washing your hair for days. It's kind of like a little pepper shaker or whatever. What you're going to want to do is put some on your fingers. Like, start with a little bit at a time, and then basically work it in your roots. So starting just with a little bit, I'm putting it on both my fingers and working it all over my roots. And what this is good too is kind of works like dry shampoo, like it soaks up any oils and stuff, but it just gives you like ridiculous volume. And it says volumizing styling powder, which my stylist gave me some, like didn't give me some, just put some in my hair. And but it's by, hers was by Schwarzkopf, but it was, I don't know, I think it was more expensive type of powder like this, but this one I think works just as good. After you have that all in your roots, see how much volume there's already in it? You could take your backcombing brush, or even just like normal comb or whatever, and backcomb it. But look how much volume that gives in it. That's like, it's so not gonna fall just because I put this stuff in it. Dry shampoo will work similar. If you can't get any of this stuff, use dry shampoo. It'll work similar, but not as good as this stuff. And then you can spray it just at the root to give it some even extra lift. So if you ever want to get like really big volume, oh my gosh, definitely recommend this, and definitely recommend a brush like this because it's just awesome. Backcomb, basically I'm just backcombing anything that is on top of my extensions, and then you can brush this back, poof it up, just kind of manipulate it however you want to, and then I work my fingers through it so it blends with the rest of my hair. So your hair will feel like it'll give it like a really dry feel, which is really good for backcombing and stuff like that. And obviously you guys know that I don't like using product on my extensions. I don't like using hairspray or anything on my extensions, so I'm not going to, but you can if you want. I don't mind if my curls fall a little bit, but if you want your curls to stay in really, really well, then I would suggest this, a hairspray, which I can't really suggest one because I don't ever really use one, so